Good afternoon, everybody. This is Eddie J on crypto. Hope you're having a great day. There's a lot going on today. Federal Chairman Powell speaks, and everybody just starts to freak out. You've got the SEC taking a really acute interest in NFT sales being used to raise money like securities. JP Morgan Chase, or JP Morgan rather, joins a long list of financial institutions investing in blockchain monitoring company TRM Labs. And I know the sanctions are not affecting Putin right now, or let me rephrase, he's paying no mind to those sanctions right now. But something else that's going to happen right now is the US and Europe are vowing to go after cryptos and crypto exchanges being used to evade the sanctions. Anyway, let's dig in. So Chairman Powell gets in front of Congress today and he, says, hey, we're going to raise the rates by, 0.25. He said that before, so not a shock. He said there are probably going to be a few times that they'll be able to raise rates right now, and then they'll take a step back, probably look at things. He said that before. I don't know why everybody's freaking out right now, but it's brought the stock market down a little bit, and it's brought cryptos down a little bit. Cryptos are still going like this, bouncing between a new level, right? So we were bouncing down here, then we took a couple of steps up, and now we're bouncing over here. What I'm expecting is we'll bounce there for a little while, people will come to their senses, and then it'll go up again. The reason why I think so is because this is an example of what I was saying before. Sometimes there's news out there that people are not paying attention to, and those people that aren't paying attention to that news, it doesn't hit them for a little bit. I was talking about this a couple of days ago. Didn't hit people for a little bit, and now they're like freaking out. Oh, no, don't freak out. Don't freak out. This is normal course, right? Just pay attention to opportunities that present themselves. So the market took a little bit of a hit today. What am I doing? I'm looking to see what's on sale. That's what I'm doing. Why? Because I'm expecting it to go up. Can it go down? Yes. But we saw it go all the way down into the low 30s to pop back up into the low to mid 40s. So, and that's Bitcoin. So when you look at the rest of the altcoins, they're pretty much doing the same thing. So pay attention to that. That's all I'm saying is, don't freak out. Don't overreact to things. Pay attention to the opportunities that are there that can happen, and see if you're in a position to take advantage. DCA, dollar cost averaging, is your friend, right? Don't just react to things. Use research, create a strategy, and when that research presents itself and you have a little bit of money on the side, you're able to act on it. Just saying. Something else that I'm thinking about is the SEC is looking at, in a deep way, a very, very deep way, NFTs, or some NFT sales look like, smell like securities. And why is that? Because they're being used to raise money, and that's what securities are for. So if that is actually the case, and they're going to be looking at some of these NFT sales, if that's actually the case, then you probably could have some SEC violations that are going to be applied. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, what kind of research is done, and all those kinds of things. And of course, something else that has to be said is, well, guys, you don't have any regulation. So what else are we supposed to do is pretty much what everybody's going to say. But it's going to be interesting to see that play out, because how it plays out is going to set precedent. And that once that precedent is set, then it'll be a little bit smoother ground to walk on, right? So that's something to kind of take a look at, pay attention to, because the NFT marketplace is pretty hot. It's pretty hot. Maybe not for Solana, because they've taken a hit. Their number one NFT marketplace on there took a dive, down like 80% or something like that. So, it'll come back. I'm pretty sure it'll come back. But that whole marketplace is going to take more scrutiny because it's so hot. So it just makes sense that the SEC would take a dive in. That's a lot, but there's more. So the SEC is going after Ripple, or XRP, as you know, and there are two rulings that could come out today that could, if they come out in, XRP's favor, that could be a problem. So there are the Eastman notes or the Easton notes, and there's the, you know, the SEC is asking to reconsider the previous judgment on some things, and it's kind of like, well, is that all you have to stand on? The case wasn't strong to begin with, and now you have, a couple of things that if they don't go the SEC's way, then you really have to sit there and go, can it possibly unravel any more? Right? Like, what do you have? And if the Easton notes actually are out there and they're actually able to use them, they kind of show how, the guys over at Ripple, we didn't really do anything wrong. So yeah, I'm just wondering if this case with the SEC, if it just keeps getting hammered. I mean, it just seems like every time I turn around, there's more news that says the SEC messed up here, the SEC messed up there, the SEC, the SEC, the SEC. And I'm just sitting back and I'm just wondering how long it's going to take and how soon a real decision can come from this case. I mean, does the SEC say, hey, it's not working out, you know you did something, we know we didn't handle it right, can we come to a conclusion? Hoping so, because right after that, XRP is going to explode. Ripple's just going to skyrocket up. I firmly believe in that. It's got serious utility. It had serious users before the whole SEC thing came along, and it's a strong network. So I'm definitely following that right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. It could also go the other way, and have ongoing effects or negative effects for Ripple. So we'll wait to see how this plays out, but it's interesting to see some of these details come out and keep going. And these are things I keep telling you, I keep trying to find things that help me look down the road, right? You can't see tomorrow, but you can kind of figure out, well, yeah, I can see how the numbers are playing out and how this is happening, how that's happening, and that's going to affect things tomorrow, maybe today. But these are things that can affect down the road. So you can plan a little bit more. You can see how that's going to be. And it's something for you to pay attention to. Because if you get news that the SEC finds something, doesn't find something, or this company, you heard was going to buy this company, and now it's actually being released that they are going to buy that company. So now whoever was speculating, they were right. Maybe they bought in early, and now the news comes out, everybody's FOMO'd, and now everything shoots up. Ding. So I just want to look for opportunities that are going to help me identify opportunities in the future. I'm not trying to, tell the future, but I at least want to have enough information to make some educated guesses, better educated guesses. So that's something to think about. JP Morgan, wow, they're making moves in the cryptocurrency space. But here's something different. They're making a deep move into a monitoring company. They just dropped $60 million to invest in TRM Labs. Now, you might not know TRM Labs, but they are a blockchain monitoring company. And they're monitoring transactions. And why is that, a big deal for the financial space? So you've got JP Morgan, Visa, PayPal Ventures, American Express, to name a few, that have all invested in this company. The reason why it's a big deal is because this company monitors transactions, and that monitoring of transaction turns into data that you can turn into knowledge about transaction risk. And risk evaluation is part of the job of these financial institutions, and that can be a very big deal. It's the same thing on the stock side, where you have companies that can help do the calculations on macro and micro events and give you odds on what could be affecting, your money going forward. And it's up to a trader to figure out, well, I think this is the best case scenario, blah, blah, blah. And they go with it, but it's based on that research. Well, TRM Labs on the cryptocurrency side, by being a blockchain monitoring company, does the same thing. So that's something that I would love to see happen, right? Because that would mean another blockchain monitoring company is being looked at. There was another one, I forgot their name, but it's in one of my previous videos. You could probably look down in the notes and you can see, which one it was, where they've got contracts with governments to monitor transactions. Do you see how that comes back up here when you start to look at NFT sales, when you start to look at, how those sales could have done something, you see how that ties back to, we're going to be looking at cryptocurrencies as well as exchanges about what kind of, evasion tactics are being used, right? So if they can go after that, what is it? Excuse me, it was $3.6 million, $3.6 billion from that Bitfinex hack that happened, and they got it, right? So if they can get that money, which everybody thought they were anonymous, clearly not. So if they got that money, who's to say that they can't go after some of that money that the oligarchs have tied up in cryptos? So that's something that, I sit there and I'm just kind of like, wow, this is going to play out very interestingly. Right? Because one of the things that I look at toward the future is, you have exchanges, you have centralized exchanges, you have decentralized exchanges, you also have peer-to-peer. There's nothing that stops me from paying somebody from my private wallet to their private wallet for services rendered, products, whatever. Some guy comes along, cuts my lawn, I can just boop, boop. Same way I might have hit him up on Venmo, I might hit him up on crypto. Done. How's that sound? So there's a lot that goes into that space when you think about regulating crypto, when you think about using data to track crypto because it's public, right? I might not know where that wallet is, what kind of wallet it is. I can say whether that wallet is on an exchange or not, right? Or that address. So you can find certain information that's out there. And if you track back enough, you might be able to trace a coin from one known wallet address to another known wallet address to unknown back to known, and even track that transaction all the way back to the original person because it came back to that same wallet. There's so many different scenarios that can happen where you can actually trace transactions, trace the actual crypto, trace NFT. There's just so much out there that you can use with that you can do with that data. So like I said, to me, it's just interesting about how you might be able to see down the road how that can have an effect as you move forward. So more monitoring, more regulation, things can happen. Anyway, let's get to the numbers because I'm really interested in that. All right. So let's see. Today, for most of the day, losers were beating winners, and it's still the case. We're kind of just bouncing around within a space. My son came home, he was playing with the dog. But you can see how winners are losing. I mean, how losers are beating the winners, and how everything is just kind of bouncing around right there. That's why you're seeing, high numbers, not necessarily high, but above 5% for some, and, below, some of them are losing. So these are all losses. Now, like we do every day, let's just go through. There you go. UFO gaming down 7%. To me, that's an opportunity, right? Phantom again, down another 7%. That's, to me, is an opportunity. Those are two projects that I'm interested in. Those are two projects that I would definitely, get into. I'm in UFO gaming. I'm not into Phantom yet, but that is a project that I'm interested in. So I would definitely get in. That's a sale price. $1.88. That's definitely a sale price. Who's over here on the upside? Do we have any names? Any good names for it? Cosmos. Yeah, Adam, can expect that. But like I said, bouncing anywhere between 0 and 5%. You're not really doing anything. But still, I mean, I say that. But when I say that, you have to stop and think, wow, Eddie, my bank doesn't pay me 5% in a day. Yeah. Yeah, it's just that in the crypto space, a 5% move is not a big deal. But for you, a regular person who's used to putting their money in the bank and waiting for, that split of a split percent that they're going to get back on their money, you sit there and you go, 5% is a big deal. A 5% swing in either direction is a big deal. If it swings up 5%, I could already be in the money. So if I'm using this as a trading vehicle, I could be in the money already. Kind of a big deal. So I appreciate that. Trust Wallet token up almost 14 and actually over 14.5%. Interesting. I use Trust Wallet. So no, I'm not paid by any of these people, any of these companies, but I happen to be a user of Trust Wallet, so it's very interesting to me. Anyway, so we took a look at that. Something that I really want to take a peek at. We'll get back to that Bitcoin thing, but I want to look at the fear and greed index at 39. So remember, it was at 52 and then it came back to 39. So people have a little bit of fear, but to me, I'm looking at this, I'm kind of going, yeah, maybe a little bit. But I think it's going to go back up. I think it's going to go back up soon. Give it another month. Yes, the Russia invasion is still having an effect on things, but truthfully, not as much as people think. When that starts to die down, and hopefully Russia's done doing what they're doing, and maybe we get really lucky and they just get the heck out. But I think eventually that will go away. The pandemic is already going away. The only thing that I think about the pandemic is with inflation the way it is, gasoline fuel prices costing as much as they cost, at least here in the United States, and I would think around the world, really companies need to stop and think about, are you really making people come into the office? Is that really your game plan? Right? Depending on the job, I don't know about that. That's a pretty costly number. But I'm looking at the fear and greed index, and that's not bad. And hi, Stitch. I told you every now and then Stitch would make an appearance, and here he is making an appearance, asking me to throw his toy. And he'll be back. And then I would take a broader look at cryptos with Coin360 to see what's going on. Told you he'd be back. Like I said, in the red. All our big names are in the red. You can look at Solana being at 95, but a couple of days ago it was 81, then it bumped up to 85. Now it's at 95. It's about to break 100. So I would think no later than next week, and you'll be looking at $100 Solana unless something else hits. You can see ETH is below 3,000. So everything is still on sale. I was saying this yesterday. If you have this number of, cryptos that are below their all-time high, significantly below their all-time highs, Bitcoin is still greater than 33% below its all-time high. And I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, yeah, that's juicy right there. That's juicy. Avalanche, same thing. Solana, same thing. Polkadot, not really interested in Polkadot myself, but Polkadot, kind of on sale. You just have a lot of things that are on sale. Even Terra Luna took a little bit of a hit. It was higher the other day. Now it's down. Still on sale. I think it's going to bust 100 in the next few days. Then what do you got? XRP, it's at 75 cents. The other day was at 85 or 81? It was at 85, I think. So you have opportunities where you can play these ups and downs. Here's a down. You might want to take advantage of it. I know I'm going to take advantage of it. Cardano is down to 90 cents. That's a good number for me. Doge, not really paying attention to Doge. I look at Doge and I kind of say, it drops and then doesn't make a strong push up. It drops, doesn't make a strong push up. So I'm waiting to see what Doge is going to do, but it's a joke coin. It's a joke coin. I'm not expecting much from it. It's not to say that it won't go up again. I'm just not expecting much from it. I don't hold a lot of salt in it. I made my money in it. My son made his money in it. I'm kind of done with the whole Doge, the whole Doge meme coin thing. So, is what it is. But let's take a look at the numbers as we start to go across. So like I said, almost everything, including Terra Luna is down. But you might want to pay attention to why Atom is up. Look at this. All four. 24 hour, 7-day, 30-day, 90-day, 1 year, all up. Sounds like that's something that could be making money at $33. Not something that I'm going to get into because it's at a price point where, buying 10 is a few $100s. So, can I make money on that? Yes, of course I can make money on that. Still, would I buy that or would I buy Near, which took a little bit of a hit, is up for most of the year, but I think that project has a long way to go. I think it has a lot of upside. Chainlink, the world's biggest oracle, yes, that one has tons of upside. But we're seeing a lot of things that have taken a hit today. My little pet project, VeChain took a hit today, but it's still at 5.5 cents. Not mad at that. But I look at this and I say there are opportunities. So do your research. Like I always say, do your research. Figure out what set of coins you're interested in, why you are interested in those coins, understand what their utility is, and invest appropriately. This is Eddie J on crypto. Do me a favor, it'd be greatly appreciated if you would hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going to drop when I drop a new video. All right? Have a great day. Bye-bye.